This week we're going to highlight corn planting progress in the U.S. as well as the short-term weather trends. Then we're going to focus on South America, where corn is pollinating in Brazil, and there's also some unknowns as harvest proceeds in Argentina. Hi, this is Brian Basting with Advanced Trading. Let's talk about the corn market. We've moved into the middle of April here, and of course that means it's time to plant corn in the U.S. We're going to start out this week looking at the last 30 days of precip across the country. What this slide shows is a proxy, if you will, for subsoil moisture. It's courtesy of T-storm weather. We're looking here at a divergence west of the Mississippi River, particularly out in Kansas, parts of Nebraska. It's much drier over the last 30 days. As we move eastward, however, notice it's very wet in parts of Ohio, Indiana, northern Illinois, and Wisconsin. Let's now look at planting progress here across the country. You can see again, look out at Missouri, well above average. Nebraska is above average. Iowa is above average. But when we look at the eastern corn belt, we're slightly below average. Nationwide, 6% versus 5% on average. Now let's look at the history here of corn planting. We're looking here again at 6% planted here as of April 14th. Over the next 2 weeks here, as we highlight, approximately 17% of the U.S. corn is planted. So we're looking around that 20 to 25% mark at the end of the month. So, of course, that's going to be highly contingent on weather trends. Speaking of weather, let's take a look at those short-term trends. Our slides this week, as usual, are courtesy of T-storm weather. As we highlight here, we're going to look at through Wednesday of this week, April 17th. There is some rainfall moving in. The heaviest rainfall is in that pink oval circle, oval area. If you look at that, that comprises quite a bit of Iowa there. And as we look further to the east, not as much, but maybe a half inch to an inch in some of those areas in the green. Now let's look ahead to next week, April 25th to the 28th. There could be another event coming through. We're looking at that pink area again is the best chance for substantial totals of rain, but all areas in the green there have potential for rain at the end of next week. Now let's look at the totals for the next 2 weeks. Here we're looking at quite a bit of green across that area here. Not heavy green, but some moisture moving in. There are some areas here as we move south and east, they're going to see normal amounts, but you really don't see much dryness across that area. So maybe some stop and go for corn planting the next couple of weeks. Let's shift gears now and look at South America. We're going to start out looking at Brazil, where that corn is produced in Brazil. We're looking here at several key states here. Mato Grosso is the largest state in the north, but several other states to keep an eye on. What's important now is that rainfall drops considerably here as the dry season begins in Brazil at the end of the month in May. This slide's courtesy of T-storm weather. You can see rainfall drops off significantly historically here in April and quite a bit more in May. That makes the current situation very important to look at. So we look at the last 14 days. You can see in 2024, very little of the corn in Brazil is very dry. That's in contrast to 2021 that we've highlighted, where the last major drought was seen. What about the next 2 weeks? Again, very good rainfall across Mato Grosso in the north, and some of those areas in the south that have been a bit dry are going to get some rain. Let's now turn our attention to Argentina. Now, most forecasts in Argentina had the crop much bigger than last year, as much as a 20 million ton increase. 10 million ton was expected in terms of exports. But we're looking here now at some interesting developments as harvest begins. And that's because, as we highlight here, corn stunt disease is being noted across Argentina. That's a bacterial disease. It's spread by corn leafhoppers. And there's really starting to be some impact potentially on production. What does that mean for exports? This final slide here looks at March to August corn export response into smaller crops. USDA at 55 million tons. Some trade estimates are edging closer to 49 to 50. And you can see that may mean a swing of 100 million bushels in corn exports from Argentina. We'll watch that closely for you here moving forward. Let's wrap things up this week looking at trends in December corn futures. December corn, as we tape here on Tuesday, is trading near $4.65 a bushel. We continue to strongly encourage you to work closely with your trusted risk management advisor to manage price movement. Now, if you'd like more information, please feel free to contact us at 800-664-2321. We'll put you in contact with one of our risk management consultants who'll be happy to visit with you at your convenience. And remember, we upload every Wednesday. Make sure to subscribe to our channel to never miss an upload. Thanks a lot. Have a good week.